strides we have made over the year as a program. This year was the beginning of our 3-year strategic plan, with focus on children being educated, healthy and empowered communities, gender equality, protection of children and youth participation. But because of time, I will limit myself to just a few of these issues. Quality education is the topmost priority of ours and our partner CCFC. And it is in this light we continue to intervene and commit a lot of resources to. Within this year, we have provided 4,200 teaching and learning materials to all our 7 program schools and donated 90 dual decks to the Binda Junior High School, with many more interventions on the way. Reading is one of the major challenges we have identified within our schools. And without reading, it becomes very, very difficult for our children to progress in any way of life they want to. Because without reading and comprehension, you cannot answer math questions. Without reading and comprehension, you cannot answer religious and moral education questions. Without reading and comprehension, you cannot answer social studies. So in line in this, and to address this challenge, we trained 21 teachers in new teaching methodologies in phonetics. We trained 16 early childhood development teachers in improvisation of TLMs in a bid to improve the quality of teaching in our schools. The JSS are not left out, since there has been a huge drop in the performance of our children as the result of the BEC shows. To improve their performance, extra classes is being organized for all JSS 3 students till they write their final examination. We also continue to educate and sensitize parents and guardians on the importance of early childhood development through the concept of learning through play. We also sensitize community members on the importance of girl-child education. But with all these efforts in addressing the several challenges facing our schools, there is still a gap. Government through the Municipal Assembly and the Ghana Education Service still remain responsible for delivering quality education in this municipality. We are only here to fill in the gaps. Mr. Chairman, the state of our infrastructure in our schools in the municipality, especially the communities around the municipal capital, is appalling. It will interest you to know there's currently a furniture deficit of 136 for ECD, 582 for primary schools, and 229 for the junior high schools in all 7 program communities. One can imagine the situation in all of the schools in Nanumba North. These and many more we do and try to intervene in different areas. But with all this, let me hasten to add that AGK and CCFC are procuring 132 roundtables and 604 chairs for all our 7 ECD centers next year, January. So we can confidently say that from next year, furniture problem in our ECD centers will be a thing of the past. These and many more we will be doing and will continue to do in delivering quality education for our children. Just as the name of our program suggests, Nanumba Child Development Program, the child is at the center of the what, the how, and the why we do what we do in these communities. And most importantly, the protection of the child cannot be overlooked. In our quest to protect our children from any form of abuse and violence, we continue to educate and sensitize community members, teachers, and every person who comes in contact with children on the rights of children and the consequences for not adhering to them. Child protection teams have been formed and trained to act as a first point of call in addressing child protection issues at community levels. That is just one level of the effort to protect children within our catchment area. I would like to add that a municipal child protection team is yet to be set up. Per the Child and Social Family Welfare Policy stipulates. We are ready to collaborate with the Assembly to make sure this committee is set up and working. there is always a high tendency to overlook the issues of child abuse, violence, exploitation, because they are rarely reported. The children need an avenue that they can trust to report those cases. And we as stakeholders have the responsibility to create the avenue for them. By this as a minimum, we will have contributed our quota to the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goal 16, target 16.2. Good sanitation, especially ending open defecation, still remains a daunting task for us and, of course, the Assembly. We continue to educate community members through collaboration with the Environmental Health and Sanitation Unit of the Assembly using the CLTS approach in order to encourage household latrine construction and usage. Training artisans in construction of household latrines using local technology. 40 of such latrines were constructed in the Jilo community within this year through such efforts. We also constructed and commissioned a 64,000 Ghana cedis solar mechanized borehole for the people of Jilo in our drive to ensure healthy communities by providing potable water for persons irrespective of gender, age, and religion. But all this would not have happened if not for the effective collaboration with our major stakeholders. The Municipal Chief Executive, Mr. Abdullahi Yakub, deserves a special mention for always being available to us. I know very well he will join us. He's always a phone call away. And kindly enjoin me to thank all the staff here who have been very tremendous over the year. Our community volunteers for their tireless efforts, and all our committees who are working tirelessly to develop their communities. You are most welcome again, AGK and CCFC. Wish you all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Today is your day, children. Have fun, eat, drink, and go home. Thank you very much.